How you doing, folks? It's Ron from RONS Reviews and Tools. I'm down here in my main cave again, and as you can see in front of you, and you saw a bit earlier, Monty Python's Holy Grail. Super Bowl Sunday today. It's kind of cool here in Massachusetts. It's down about 32, I guess freezing, 32 degrees. Really not that bad. Much better than the teens that we've been having. So, I think it's like about an hour away the Super Bowl will be starting. We got all kinds of food here. We did get invited to a Super Bowl party earlier, but my loving wife had done a lot of cooking. So we're here. As you can see the beer in front of you, I'm going to have a shot of this to start it off. Christian Brothers brandy. I do like brandy. I got to like that in cognac while I was serving in the army in Germany. And you go in the taverns and you get a beer, and it came with a shot of cognac. That was pretty nice. And so I got to like that. Shot in the beer, it's a tradition in the United States. And no kidding of having just the shots alone. The beer is good as a chaser. How sweet it is, says Jack Gleason. Okay, the Super Bowl. I've got a Super Bowl 31 hat on, an old hat that we had, and that's from well, the game that was played in '67 was nope, correction. I got this hat on at Super Bowl 31, and that was played in January of 1997, and that was pitted the New England Patriots against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers smoked them. Well, I shouldn't say smoked them. 21-35. That's not. I guess that's close score. I guess really. 21-35. The Packers won. I did have some information when I looked it up on it, on the game, and it looked like the Packers were. I mean, at the very first quarter, the Patriots were winning 14-10. Okay, enough of that. Later on, we'll be seeing Green Bay play Kansas City. Not Green Bay. Oh, wait. We'll be seeing San Francisco 49ers play the Kansas City Chiefs. The very first Super Bowl game was in January of 1967. And that was Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10. And they were dominating the NFL until Super Bowl III when Willie White Shoes, Joe Namath came along with the New York Jets and beat the NFL. Then it was totally divided. AFL and NFL, two different leagues really, and then they got devoured by the NFL. They're all NFL teams now. But anyways, okay, let's get with the beer. Hope you all enjoyed the Super Bowl today, though. It's going to be a good game. I think the big thing now is these halftime shows. I tend to get up and go do things during the halftime shows. All right, the Holy Grail, Monty Python. I don't know if the younger folks know who, or even anybody knows who Monty Python is. They're basically a group, and what information I have. They were a comedy group from 1964 to 1974 on BBC television, and it ended up being in the United States too. They're a British surreal group. They had a lot of comedy skits. A lot of things that are off the wall for the 60s, when the 60s had all those colors and all the different clothes and odd comedy and so forth, and that's how they were Monty Python. Their sketches were totally different, and they had a thing called the on our American show, the Monty Python Circus, Flying Circus, actually, what it was. And they had 45 episodes, and then they started with the movies. Let me give the names: Mr. Graham Chapman, Mr. John Cleese, Mr. Michael Palin, Mr. Terry Jones, rest in peace, he passed away, Mr. Terry Gilliam, and Mr. Eric Idle. Those were the characters that were, they're real people names, but they're the ones that were on the Monty Python show and movies and so forth. Their movies are Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Monty Python, Life of Brian. That was funny. That was real funny. And Monty Python, Meaning of Life. Actually, all of them were funny. Holy Grail was really filmed excessive with all the horses and when I say I got the Boston accents and horses. I don't pronounce my R's. Horses. It's the Boston accent. But they really went overboard with all the skits they did on that Monty Python, the Holy Grail. That was really kind of following the lines of the Holy Grail. Okay, let us finally get to the beer. Let's check out the can here. Your mother, this was a line from one of their shows. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. I don't get it, but that was a very popular line. This here is an amber gold ale, tempered over burning witches. And they were big with these big feet in the bottom, walking, stepping on people. They're huge, and that's the Holy Grail and the characters, host of characters that was in the show. This was out, probably 3 years ago. It's back again. It's from England originally. Notice they've got a brewery. The actual brewery name is Black Falcon or something. The actual name is Black Sheep Brewing, and it's in St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada. So we get a lot of Canadian beers down here, being in New England, northern New England. It isn't too far away up to the Canadian border, and we get a lot of their beers. And this is from Canada, but the main brewery is in England, Yorkshire, England. It all was started by Mr. Paul, I'm not murdering this name, Theakston, Theakston, Mr. Paul Theakston, and he founded that brewery in 1992. And he just liked the Monty Python characters and shows, and he brought these out. This is the second time he's brought the breweries to the people and so forth. My mouth doesn't work too good. It's kind of cool down. That's why I'm dressed the way I am. We don't really keep the heat high on down here in the men's cave here. All right, let's get to the beer. All right, no further ado. We got our glass. Merrimack Ales from a brewery we toured, me and my loving wife, up in Lowell, Massachusetts. A nice small brewery that got some pretty potent beers up there. Okay, let's see if there's a nice crack of that. Open it up. A little darker than I thought, but then again, it's English, so you get that bitter beer look of it with the very light amber head on it, with the color of the beer itself, like a bronze color, or a dark gold, you could say. Really a thick head on it, real thick head on this. I think they put wheat in this, maybe that. When you put wheat in, it adds to the head, making a more mouthfeel to it. Not much, no certain aroma jumps out. A bit amount of maltiness, sweetness like caramel. That malty is the biscuit. It's not strong at all. A malty biscuity aroma. It's not strong. Nothing is overbearing. That's for sure. I thought it'd be more aromas than I'm getting now. It says amber gold ale. Tempered. I'm not getting any burning or tempered after them saying that. All right, bottoms up. You can see what it looks like. See the head still staying. Tastes like the English beers, the bitters they have. It looks like the brew I did, ESP extra special bitter ale from England. Looks that same head on it, and that bit of bitterness that goes in the back of your throat, or now at the end of your tongue, of the bitter taste buds. So you get that sweetness up front because your taste buds on the tip of your tongue are for your sweet flavors, and in the middle of the sour, and the back of your tongue is the bitter taste buds. And you get the bitterness as it goes down. Unless it's overly bitter, it just washes your tongue. It's drinkable. Not the most flavorful beer that I've had, or ale I should say. What is the ABV on this? I was hoping it would be on the can. I think it's like 4.7. They really don't give much information on the can. No, they don't give any information on. I couldn't find it on the web page that I went to, because it really takes you to one in England, and then bounces you back looking for one in Canada, which is on the can. Basically, okay, I did. It's right here. I was right. 4.7. Excuse me. 4.7 ABV. Excuse me. So it's right in the ballpark for this beer, or all the other beers that we drink at the time of a regular lager, up to 5.5% ABV. This is what is in the ballpark. So basically, would I get this again? No. I don't find it all flavorful if I'm drinking it. I think it's more interesting the can and the way it looks. But no, I would not get this again. I don't know if I have anything else on here. As I'm drinking and the gases are coming out, I'm getting a little bit of somewhat of flavor of the fruitiness from the hops. And you can get that in your mouth. It's a hot bitterness, but you get that. It's like a fruitiness. And it gets the sweetness is the caramel, the malt, and you can get flavors that go over your tongue from the hops. And that gives that fruitiness. Not necessarily citrus on this one. Kind of pear. It's a fruitiness. Overall, no, I would not get this again. Try it, but see if you like this kind of beer. This is, I think, now getting more bitter as the gases come out versus the hops are taking over. And like I said, it's not really a sweet beer. The maltiness in this 4.7% ABV is kind of low, so it's not sweet beer, which is good because I don't like sweet beers, but I also don't like overly hoppy beers. A lot of carbonation. Carbonation is really good in this. It's a well-made beer. It's as you can see, it's well made. Plenty of carbonation in it. And it's nice drinking. It just doesn't cross my taste buds of my enjoyment of this type of a beer. It's truly an ale. It's an English ale. You would get it if you walked into a tavern in England and you said, "Give me a bitter," and then if you want an extra special or a regular bitter, and you get a regular bitter, and that's what you would get. So with that said, enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for Kansas City Chiefs. I hope they win. I'm rooting for them. And I'll be watching it probably in less than an hour. So enjoy the day, folks. We're going to drink don't drive, and kids underage, be responsible, and don't drink till you get older.